Hey there, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So tonight we are continuing on the owl embroidery for our ABC stitch along. And we will be doing a demo on French knots tonight, and we'll be doing all his little French knots on his belly. So that is the plan. We may finish tonight. We'll see. I don't know. We gotta figure out what we're doing for the letter O's yet as well. So, all right, let's get started. Okay, everyone. Hello, hello. Thanks again for hopping on in tonight. All right. Here is where we left off last night. We finished his entire outline. We did the wings already, but we finished his beak and the text. All we have left are all the French knots on the inside. Here's the original one. We did it a different color, so I think we'll choose new colors for all the belly dots. But first, what I want to do tonight is do a little demo on how to do a French knot and the 3 things you may be doing wrong. And if you struggle with making a French knot, you might be doing at least one of these 3 things. So we'll go over that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just plop a bunch of little dots over here. I suppose we could actually do it directly on this. I'm going to do it directly on the dots here, but then I'll cut them all out and we'll start fresh with the dots. So let's do that. So I'm going to just grab, for my little cloud of extra floss here, let's just grab, maybe we have a little longer piece in here. I guess let's use this pink for now. Okay. I might need a little bit more, but we'll see. So I'm just going to tie a knot at the end of this just for this demo. Usually I don't like having knots on the back, but for this, it'll all work out. Ugh, I might get some more floss. But we'll see. All right. So here is how I do a French knot. I'm going to just walk you through the steps of it real quick, and then I will show the 3 things you might be doing wrong, just like itty bitty bits of the steps doing it wrong, and then your French knot will end up being kind of crazy. So all right, I'm gonna just come up. What I like doing is coming up on one side of the dot, so not right in the center. Then I like setting it down on a surface. This could be your lap. If you're using an embroidery stand, then you wouldn't have to do this, but this can be your lap or a table. Then I hold the thread in my left hand, or the thread, or the hand that I don't usually stitch with. So in my case, I stitch with my right hand, so I'm holding the thread with my left. So I have this little 2-inch area from the base of the fabric there. I'm going to point my needle towards my fingers of the left hand, so away from the fabric. So I'm pointing it towards my fingers, and I'm going to wrap that floss around the needle. I'm going to hold those loops with my finger, and then I can let go with my left hand, and I'm just going to kind of swoop everything away. And now I'm going to point the needle towards the fabric. I'm going to go on the other side of that dot, about halfway in with the needle. At that point, I can let go of the loops, and I will just pull the thread to pull those loops tight. So my knot is now against the fabric. And then I always like putting a finger or a thumb on those loops before I pull the thread through to the back. And there we go. A little French knot. I'll do one just kind of I'll walk you through a little quicker right now, and then I'll show you a couple things you might be doing wrong if you're still struggling with it. So coming up on one side of the dot, holding with my left hand, pointing the needle towards my fingers, wrap around twice, get my fingers on there, point the needle back to the fabric, put the needle in on the other side of the dot, pull those loops tight against the needle, put my thumb on there, and then I can go through the rest of the way slowly. And there we go, lovely little French knot. So, all right, the 3 things that might be going wrong. So, all right, we'll come down here. So one of the things you might be doing wrong is at this stage here, instead of pointing your needle away from the fabric, like towards your hand, you're pointing it towards the fabric. So if I do everything else right, except for that, like I'm going to wrap around twice. I'm doing everything else the same. But there you go. You end up with no knot at all. It is just a tiny little stitch. So I don't know if you guys can tell that, but it is just there from the side. It doesn't have any dimension. It is just like literally a straight stitch. And it's like, well, where the heck's my knot? That is because you pointed the needle towards the fabric instead of away. So if you're trying to do a French knot and you're just not getting any knots, they're just coming out as little freaking stitches, then that could be what you're doing wrong, most likely. So instead, so you were pointing it towards, that's wrong. You want to point the needle away from the fabric towards your hand, and then it'll all work out. So there we go. So that's a nice French knot. That is the first thing you might be doing wrong. Second thing is going in the exact same hole. So I'm going to come up, but instead of coming on one side, you might be coming up right in the middle of your dot, because that's logical, right? So I'm doing everything else right, but I'm going to go in that exact same hole and tie my knot. All right, it looks good, but if you go in the exact same hole, you risk pulling that knot to the back. See, I kind of made a hole there, and now my knot got pulled to the back, and now it's sitting, now I have a knot back here in my thread that I'm not going to be able to get out either. So that could be the second thing you're doing wrong. And again, what I did is I came up in the middle with the needle, and I went back down in the exact same hole. That's what you don't want to do, because it can pull the thread to the back. Instead, I like coming on one side of the dot. So I always kind of come on the lower right-hand side of the dot, and then I go back in on the upper left side. And there I'm kind of crossing the stitch over the dot. So instead of going like right in the dot, I'm crossing over. All right, so if I cross over that dot, then I got those little strands of fabric, like I got some of that fabric weave in the way, so I won't be able to pull that knot through to the back. So we're protected from that pulling through, unless I, of course, like pull super hard and tear my entire fabric, but I'm not going to accidentally like pop that knot to the back. So that's the second thing. First thing was you're pointing your needle towards the fabric instead of away. Second thing is you're going in that exact same hole instead of crossing over the dot. And then the third thing is either like not pulling your knots to the fabric like that, or just kind of like letting go here and pulling on through. Oops, and I lost my needle here. So let me thread that again. Oh, no, I got it. So a lot of times you can get away with doing this just fine, but it can create a lot looser knot. I don't know if you can tell that, but I'm going to exaggerate it now a little bit. So let's say I didn't pull those loops to the needle. I'm just going to pull through right now. There we go. So if you get anything that looks like that, like a big loopy-doopy knot like that, even like this where it's a little bit more subtle, but you still have like a couple little loops kind of standing upright. If you get a mess like that, it's most likely because you didn't pull these loops to the fabric. So if I pull on that, now my loops are against the needle and the fabric. And then the bonus, if I just hold those loops in place with my thumb as I slowly pull through, then it'll also help them not like getting away from me. And there we go. Now we got a nice little knot again. So, all right, you guys, those are the three things you might be doing wrong with the French knots. So let me know if you're doing any of those. I'll do one more that's right. And then I'm going to cut these all away, and then we'll start again. Ooh, Cassie Tuck says, ooh, what if his belly was sunset colors like purple, orange, pink, and yellow? Ooh, okay, I like that. I like the idea that we could, like, ombre them, too. Like, instead of having them, like, scattered all over, we could just, like, have them, like, top to bottom, different colors. That could be kind of fun. All right, I'm coming up on one side of that dot. Needle's pointed towards my finger. It gets harder when I have less thread here. But my needle's pointed towards my left hand there, wrapping around twice, holding those loops in place, crossing over that dot, putting the needle in about halfway, then pulling those threads towards, so they tighten up against the fabric, towards the fabric there, and against the needle. Then I hold those loops and pull on through. So, all right, you guys, there's all our French knots. Oh, Cassie Talk says, I def wasn't pulling my loops to the fabric. Oh, when doing the French knots. Okay, so you're perhaps getting some loopy knots like that. I think that's, like, super duper common. All of these are, like, really, really common mistakes. So if you're doing any of these, you know, that's fine. So hopefully this helped a little bit. But yeah. I definitely was doing all of these. I'm going to just snip all these away here. Definitely doing all of these till I figured it out. Alright, so we are going to start fresh, but I like that idea of, like, sunset colors. I think that's super fun, especially since we did the gray, like, all these grays for the, like, outlines and stuff. I think some bright sunsetty colors. Ooh, got something else stuck down here. Another little knot. All the sunset colors will be pretty, I think. Pop against the gray. Come on, little guys. Some of these are stubborn. You are stubborn right here. There we go. Got him. Fresh. Oh, Cassie says, I learned so much during your lives. Oh, that's exciting. Yay, I'm glad I can help in any way. That's awesome. Oh, Anne says, I used to pop the knots to the other side, but no more. Nice. Nice, nice. All right, I'm just tightening it all up in here again. All right, let's look at some colors here. So I do really like the idea of, like, starting with some colors up here and then going down. And I'll probably have to get, like, all fresh thread. I think let's just assume I'm going to have to do that. So maybe, well, I like the idea of starting with the yellow. So, like, what if we, oh gosh, that's going to look so good with the gray. We could do the yellows, I think down, let's, like, end with this light purple. So let's see if we can do, you know, some in the middle to create our little sunset here. I think maybe, oh, here we go. We can go like the goldenrod. Or maybe we have a little pinkier orange. We could leave it kind of light yet. So I could do this and then that pink and then purple. That'd be kind of fun. Or we could go like a little brighter. I got this orange. We could do that orange and this orange instead. That's maybe a little bit more shiny, sunshiny. Kind of like that better. Maybe we could even do the dark pink yet. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. I think that's it right there. Oh, Jazzy, that's awesome. Jazzy says, I got this kit or one very similar to it over 10 years ago. So this has been around for 10 years. This is from my collection of patterns, and I did do several of them as actual kits, and this was one of them, the owl, minus the O's. So we just haven't ever done the whole alphabet here live in those 10 years, which is crazy because I've been doing this for a long time. So it's been really fun for me to work on it now. I think this looks really nice. I like these. They're bright. I really like it. So, okay, we got 5 colors. So I have my water-soluble marker here. I do kind of like the idea of it going like top to bottom, just kind of how we have it laid out here, versus the original, which is all, scattered all over the place. So I'm thinking, why don't we kind of divide this space into like 5? I'm just going to kind of guess. So I'm just kind of plopping in 5 sections here randomly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And they could kind of cross over a little bit. So I kind of like that. So this was a tip that I got from someone here a couple months ago, and I really like it. And it's something you can do, like if you have a space like this where you have lots of dots that you have different colors, or like we did it where we had a bunch of like lazy daisy stitches and they're all different colors. So what they did is, instead of like looking at the pattern and then like doing the, looking at, okay, is this one yellow? Okay, sure. And what's the next one? Instead of like kind of moving around like that, they actually marked it with a water-soluble marker beforehand, like just touched all the ones that they're going to stitch first. And then when they're actually stitching, they didn't have to think about it at all. And I kind of love that idea. So what I'm thinking is, let's start with the yellows. We'll just go top to bottom here. And I like the idea of like some of them could cross over a little bit, like so it's more like blended almost. So let's try and do that. So I'm going to just kind of mark the ones for sure I want yellow, and then I'll mark like a few down here just so it looks like it crosses over a little bit. And then I'll do the same when we do each color. So I think let's do all like the top row for sure, yellow. And I think this second row too. And then when it gets to like this third, like I have this little line here, like here's where it divides. Maybe we do every few of them yellow. And then maybe I pop a yellow like down a little bit lower, like right there. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then the next color, we'll get the other ones, and then it'll like extend down there a little bit. I think that's kind of I don't know. Let's see if that idea works. I think it might be worth a try. So I've already marked them. They're kind of hard to tell. Maybe I'll mark just outside. Oh, I can kind of tell when I'm really looking at it. So yeah, let's do that. Do I have any yellow in here already? It looks like I might, but I might need a lot for all these French knots. French knots do take up a lot of floss, but hey, look at that piece. This is great. Does it have 3 strands? Yep. All right, this is perfect. Excellent. So I don't have to get any more from the yellow. I'm just going to leave the rest of these out here so I remember the order of it. I'll put them up here. Okay. Let's get all those dots first. Ooh, I'm just so excited about this. A little ombre sunset French knot belly. How fun. Okay, so I'm going to just weave in the ends to, let's start over here. I'm going to weave in the ends to this line here, so I don't have any knots on the back. I'm having so much fun stitching these because, I mean, some of them we did very similar to the original design, like colors and stitches and all that, but I feel like the more we've worked on the project, the more we've just veered and done whatever we want, like whatever stitches we want, whatever colors we want, and that's been kind of a lot of fun to play around with. All right, let's zoom through these yellow French knots. So again, I don't have to even pay attention to, like, I don't have to make any decisions at this point now because we made all those decisions earlier with just the blue marker. So that's nice. I only have to focus on one thing now, just the making stitches. So that'll make this process just easier. Ooh, and this yellow looks so nice with the gray. So I'm just kind of going willy-nilly here. I'm just trying to, I'm sort of thinking about like what's the shortest path to each stitch I can go, but I'm not caring so much. I mean, I'm not going from here to here and then back and around. I'm just trying to go to the one that's next over. All right, there's one that we put down here. Let's get that. Like, we could just have done, like, really solid lines of it. Like, just whatever is in this field will do one color. But I think by having, like, where they cross, like at this line here, the divider line, just kind of some popping up and some popping down of the other color, I think that will help us, or help it, like, kind of have this gradient a little bit more, theoretically. Uh-oh. Ooh, I thought I was going to have a knot on the front there. My thread is getting a little twisty, so let me just let it dangle for a little again. There we go. So some stitches like this, you're constantly like twisting the thread in the same direction, so after a while it can get all twisted up. We'll go here next. Oh gosh, this is taking a lot of thread. I might actually need more. That would suck. We're going to try and get the whole way. But like I said, these French knots, they just eat up the floss for sure. Unless I accidentally... Nope, I'm like, unless I accidentally have a loop on the back and I lost all my floss on the back, but no, we're looking good still. Oh, Amy, that's awesome. So Amy said that she got one of those thimble lady thimbles. Yeah, they're definitely pricey, and they do come from Australia, so there is that that shipping price for sure. But I just really love mine. It's definitely a little mini splurge. She's saying, Amy's saying that they're $38, and then there's like $10 shipping. To the US, I'm assuming. But yeah, they're fancy. And then they have like a silver version, and that's like something like $70-some. So I got the stainless steel one too. All right, we got, what do we got? Like 2 more here. Yep, this guy, and then we hopped down and got one down the other color. This little dude down here. Cute, I like it already. And we have just enough thread. So I gotta keep that in mind. I need a piece of thread at least that long. So I'll need like my normal, like, I don't know, 18 to 24 inches or so. There we go, that's looking cute. All right, I'm gonna just jump over here and weave in the end to the backs of some stitches again. That's cute on the back too. And back. I know I've done that French knot demo a lot here, but it's always kind of nice to review, I think. All right, here's our colors again. Next up is this tiger lily color. I don't have that in any of the other, or in my like little patch of extras here. So I'll have to get fresh floss of this, and look, we're running out of there on the spool, on the little bobbin. This will probably be enough, right? I'm nervous now. I'm doing one more twist off there. All right. Let me grab 3 strands from here. I still have to mark all the colors. I didn't mark the dots for this one yet, so I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Oh, Sheila says, love the owl. Yeah, he's looking so sweet. All right, I'm going to get this together and thread my needle quick, and then let's go back and mark our next dots, because I do think it is at least a little bit more relaxing making all those decisions beforehand where the dots are going to go. Ooh, got a little twist in here. There we go. Zoop. Okay, let's mark the next segment. So here's my second line here and the first line. So I want to get at least, most of these ones that are above the line and into the yellow. So let's just kind of mark all those to start off with. Yeah, let's get these ones up here for sure. Let's get these guys. All right, and I think let's get one that goes down into the next section. There we go, like way down there. And then I got a couple going up here. Let's get another one over here. Maybe that guy right there. All right, so we have pretty much that whole section filled, except for when it gets to the bottom of it, we sporadic it out a little bit more, and then we get a few that hop down into the next section. And then we had a few that hop up into the section before. All right, I like it. Let's do it. Yeah, that one hops up into that section. Okay, and we're already threaded. Excellent. I'm going to just go same way. Let's start over here. I'll work my way to the other side. Ooh, we got a fuzzle stuck in here. There we go. All right. Let's do it. Actually, I'm going to start down here, I think. Ugh, and this is such a pretty color, this tiger lily color. It's just such a bright, exuberant, yellow-orangey color. I like it. This is going to be so cute, this little sunset situation. Ooh, lost grip on my needle there a little bit. All right, here's the one popping down way far into the next section, but I think that's kind of fun. All the fun bright colors. I'm kind of thinking maybe we change that purple. I did the light purple, but maybe that should be the dark purple like here. We can decide that when we get that far. I'm going to let this dangle again for a little. It's getting a little twisty. Zoop, 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 zoop. Hey, Pink Floss. I'm doing good. Yeah, I hope everyone else is doing well tonight. I picked a few more tomatoes from the garden this afternoon, so that was fun. Eating all the cherry tomatoes, and I don't know what I'm doing with the rest of them yet. I'll have to cut them up and put them into soup or something. I don't know. Put it on my salad. I do like having the cherry tomatoes like right out of the sunshine though. All right, I think I'm going to jump way down here and then just come up around and get these ones up here, and I think that's all we need to do. Oh, I haven't looked at it, Anne. I'm going to actually write that down, braceletbook.com, just because I remember you posting that earlier, but I couldn't find it again. I'll take a look at it. So braceletbook.com, and that was all like the like knotted bracelets like that we make in the 90s. That sort of stuff, friendship bracelets. I definitely need to check that out. I was very much into making those. I bet you I have some half done ones. I'll have to look through my old floss bins. I must have something like that laying around for sure. I feel like I can visualize it. I think it's like a bunch of like pretty red colors together. I bet you I can find that. I'll have to look. Like some bright reds and deep reds in like a V pattern, like a V and then like diamonds. I feel like that's a memory, so I feel like that maybe exists in real life. I'm trying to figure out where that would be though, because I've been in all my floss bins like a lot, so that must not be where I'm storing it. I suspect maybe I'm storing it with like my bead stuff, because that I don't do as much with, and those I made a bunch of bead bracelets that are similar to that size-wise, so maybe I stuck it in there. I don't know. I'll have to look. All right, there is our second color. I think that looks okay. Kind of want to do one more. Let's do this guy right here. And that'll be just enough of this floss too. I did have 5 colors, right? Yeah, I have 3 left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Thought I didn't know how to count for a second there. It's kind of that time of day. Oh, Jenna says I want an ombre bracelet with these sunset colors. That would be very pretty. Oh man, now I need to make friendship bracelets again. Ah, we are just gonna get back in all those crafts again, aren't we? That'll be fun though. Yeah, like I just finished that latch hook, which that felt like something I started 20 years ago, which is probably where it came from. All right, let's mark the next ones before getting the next color. So here's our colors left over yet, and then I'm question marking this purple, although now seeing it, I kind of like it again, and yeah, I kind of like the light purple. I'm gonna stick with my initial gut. Let's do that. Okay, so here's my lines for the next quadrant. We're definitely gonna get all these upper ones. And most of these guys. Okay, this one and that one can maybe pop up higher. Then maybe this one is the one that pops down into it. Then maybe we get this guy here too. Those look kind of spaced all right. I'm thinking too hard about it. Let's stop. All right. I'm like, oh, should this one be one or not? And I'm like, doesn't matter. Do I have any of this color in here? No. I don't believe any of the other colors in there. So fresh off the bobbin. Woohoo, getting low on this. 2. Oh my gosh, can't pick it up. All right, we'll do this color, and then we got 2 more yet. So this is going to take the whole time tonight, I think. So tomorrow we'll spend time with the letter O. So we won't get to quilting and all that tomorrow. We'll stitch the O's. Okay. And 3. There we are. All right, I'm just going left to right again. Kind of liking that direction. Ooh, I didn't catch hardly any threads there. There we are. And I'm going to start at the bottom and we'll hop all around again. I should have known better that these French knots would take a little a little longer than our outlines did. There's a lot of actual like surface area that we're getting in here. We can start to see these colors blending together, I think, now with this orange. This bright, dark, like this darker orange is the California poppy color. It looks really nice next to the tiger lily. Ooh, it's gonna look so nice next to the pink too. Pretty. I think. Ooh, I got them kind of all over the place here, don't I? Let's Well, I guess let's jump way down here and do this guy. Oh, that doesn't feel good. There we go. Worried I'm not going to have enough thread for this one, this color. I love the gray. I like that we went with the gray for the outline and are doing like all these fun colors on the inside. It really, I mean, I think you're really starting to get that ombre effect. A little gradient. All right, should I go down here and then come back up? I think so. Then I'll be close to the edge where I can weave in. I'm kind of thinking I should get this one too. No, I'll just, like I said, go with my original gut feeling because I want to blend it up into that color too. I'm just feeling like there's not really a lot of this colored dot, but maybe that'll be okay. I suppose I could have counted how many I did of each. That feels like being a little too picky. Okay, I do think I do want to hop over and get that one though. I'm doing it. I think I have enough thread. I'm going to hop over this one and then get this guy back there, and then that'll be enough of that color. I feel better. Cute. I think I've said that after every color. One. Oops. Oh well, I'm not putting the needle back in. We're only going twice back and forth on that one. Pink. Oh, I do actually have a little bit of that in here, but I don't know if I have enough. Oh, no, that's hardly anything. We'll get a fresh piece. Oh, let's mark them first, though. I kind of like doing that first. So definitely all these top ones. Look at these middle guys, too. Oh, and there's, like, this whole bottom is going to be pink, so I can do a little bit more in this one, I think. Let's go like that. And then the rest will be the purple. One more. This is the garden rose color, Kathy. So I went yellow. So with the penguin and fish color names, it's bumblebee, tiger lily, California poppy, garden rose, and then the lilac season. The light purple at the end. Little sunset rainbow. All right. start thinking about how we should do the letter O's as well. I might just wait on those till tomorrow, though. So maybe we'll just do those satin stitch too. We could do those satin stitch. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself, but maybe we could do them satin stitch of all these colors, kind of like mixed up, blended together, like how we did the letter J. Let me find the letter J again. Yeah, the letter J, we used all the scraps and just kind of like put a few colors together and just kind of did a satin stitch that way, and that was kind of pretty. I do kind of like that. It would go with, you know, this little ombre thing that we're doing here, maybe. Something to think about for tomorrow. All right. Start down here again. Ooh, this is going to look pretty next to the orange. So this is kind of the concept that we're doing here, with like a few of them popping up a little high and a few of them popping up a little bit down further into the next color. That's the same concept that we use with the thread painting. Like when you're doing a lot of those short and long stitches to fill an entire space and you want that to feel more blended, you just pop a few of that color up into the previous color before, like higher than you think, and that will give you that little bit more of a blend. So that's kind of what we're doing here, in a sporadic French knot way of doing it. I think the trick with all that is to have colors that aren't a huge jump from one to the next in the blend. I think that's probably the most helpful thing for blending. Yep, I'm just going to go around in a circle here. Definitely easier marking these beforehand. I'm going to use that trick more often, I think. Ooh, you guys, so we have some special emails announcing some things coming up on Monday, so make sure you guys get on the newsletter. You can do that by signing up for that free raccoon pattern. That'll sign you up to the newsletter. Or if you go to the site, there's a pop-up or like a newsletter button. All that will take you to the newsletter. So we'll be announcing some things on Monday. So now would be the time to get on if you're not. Plus you get that free pattern. You get that free raccoon pattern. The sampler pattern. Oh, Linda says you haven't done gray letters yet. Oh, that's true. Ooh, we could do like gray. Oh, I like that because we do have a lot of gray yet. So we could do gray and then like maybe flick in like some colors here and there. I kind of like that. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, I like that. Maybe that dark gray and then we just like pepper in some satin stitches of some of these colors. It'll look like just like this owl then, really, which is kind of cool. All right, here's our last stitch of the pink. Zoop. All right, weaving that end, and we just have one more color down there. We have the purple. Oh, and I don't have to mark the purple because it's whatever is left over. It's cute. Amy says backstitch in the overcast color, which is the light gray. And, do ombre French knots in the letters, maybe to mimic the owl. I'm not sure I want to do that many French knots again. Because we kind of tried that out in the fox embroidery. We did all those French knots, and I don't know. That's a lot of French knots next to each other once you get going at it. So I kind of like the idea of the gray, but we put some of these little flecks of color in, and that could like kind of be an ombre way maybe. And maybe we'd actually do it all horizontal. The stitches instead of like going around in a circle like that, maybe they're all like horizontal, like because then it can be kind of sunsetty. We could have like the same colors like ombre'd in there, like just a like one little single strand like every once in a while. That'd be kind of interesting maybe. And that'd be faster, just going all the way across too. I kind of like that. Did I pull 3? Yeah, we got 3 here. So like we do the whole thing in the gray and then come back and add the little teeny bits of color. And since it's horizontal, it'll have like that sunset horizon look to it. Oh, thanks, Cassie. Cassie says it's looking good. Okay. Filling in the rest. With the sweet little purple. This is the lilac season color. Actually, what we could do is we could do that like long and short stitches maybe of these colors. So like almost thread painting these colors in here. Ugh, that'll take a really long time, but it would be really fun too. We could do like gray for half and then like the colors above, and then it could be like an actual sunset like going into like the horizon. Oh, I feel like we gotta sleep on that one a little bit. So maybe we'll just, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll stop a little early and start fresh tomorrow. I'm going to jump all the way back up to, well, no, I'll do the middle first and kind of lost my path a little bit here. Ooh, sorry about that. My finger got a little stiff. Alright, 2 more. It looks so cute. Oh, Cat G's asking, are my projects commissioned or just for fun? They're all just for fun. We just do them live here. They're all available, like the patterns and kits in the shop. Um, but this particular piece we are making into um, a quilt. So we're doing all the letters of the alphabet. And then we'll be a portion of the sales of all the patterns for the ABC collection, and yeah, so that and then will be donated, and then also we're making this into a quilt, and we will be auctioning off the quilt to anybody, and then the money from that is also being donated to the Minneapolis Crisis Nursery. So this is for basically a quilt that anyone could potentially get. We're gonna be auctioning it off. So there we are. Ooh, look how pretty it is on the back. You can really see the colors here. But yeah, and then we do other projects. Like next week we'll be doing another one for this. We'll be doing the letter P. So we've been doing like one of these a week, but just for the first 2 weeks of the month. And then the third week, we'll be doing our embroidery of the month, which is this little feller, our raven design. Getting ready for the holidays, for Halloween and stuff. But yeah, and then we do sewing and quilting, and that's kind of like our free week. We do some of that stuff. But nope, I'm just here every night for funsies, to hang out with you guys, working on these things. But we do have like the kits and patterns available, so that's the dealio. And actually, that brings up, if you are live, you get the live special. So if you order $20 or more in the shop while I'm live, or like 10 to 15 minutes after, I will throw in a free mystery gift into your order. You don't need to add it to your order. I'll just look at the timestamp and throw one in for you. This is so textural. We should do like a whole like Braille thing with French knots. I'm sure that's been done before, but it is really really pretty, really textural there, and those colors blended so well. I'll have to take a better picture. I'm not sure you guys can see just how fun these colors are together. But yeah, so all right. Jenna says I like gray with speckles of color. Oh, since owls are out at night. Oh, that's kind of fun. Amy says, or black and white and gray, one strand each. Oh, that like blended together. That'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, and Linda says I haven't done gray yet. The thing is, I have a lot of gray, which is appealing to me to do this. And it'd be a different color gray than the satin stitch up here. But it would be, like, if this is the satin stitch, like, let's just pretend that we satin stitched this little space. I would take, like, single strands of thread. I'm just going to try and, like, do a mini mock-up here. All right, let me just take the shorter bits, my leftover pieces. So I would just, like, stick a sliver of the color in here. Let me just do that. I'll hold this up higher so you can see what I'm kind of thinking. This is sort of a test, I suppose. Maybe this is too subtle, though. Or maybe it should be that light gray. And a little bit of that purple. Oops, caught on my finger. So it would almost look something, I don't know if you can visualize that a little bit. So it would look gray, but then you just have this little spark of colors. And now I'm thinking I should do like at least 2 strands of each, because that is pretty thin in there. It's super subtle. Let me see what that looks like on the, I'm just going to lift up my colors and I'm going to lay them on the light gray. We don't have much of that left though for a bunch of satin stitching. I think either or. I actually think I like it better on the dark. So what I would do is like stitch it all in gray, satin stitch first, and then I would just go back and plop these lines over the top of my satin stitch. Like I would just be like stuffing some extra stitches in there. I think we're going to go with that. Oh, Kat says the colors pop better with the dark. I think you're right. Yeah, especially like that yellow. Let's do that. Why not? That'll be fun. I think we don't have much time left, so I think what I'm going to do, just to help get us started, first move you out of the way. You can go right there. Let's draw in our horizontal lines. First of all, let's get this kind of placed a little bit better. So I'm just kind of moving the design in the hoop a little bit again, just so my O's look a little bit more straight. Right now they look a little bendy, but maybe they'll just stay like that. Is that even better? I'm not sure. I think that's probably fine. All right, because I want to get like these horizontals in. Actually, I'm going to draw them. No, I'm not. I'm going to draw them this way. So I'm just going to mark some like horizontal lines here just to help me fill in these spaces, because I want these all like horizontal. I think that'd be kind of fun, like how we were talking before with them. It kind of mimics like a horizon line that a sunset would be on. So here's some guide marks for me that I could use tomorrow. Let's do the same thing here. Cut across there and cut across here. Then fill some in the middle. There we go. So that'll just help me get started with the satin stitch tomorrow. And you know what? Let's just get some floss going right away too. Should I do the loop method here or not? No, I think not, because I think we'll have enough. All right. I'm going to get 2 strands out and thread my needle, and we'll be all set to just jump right in tomorrow. So I'm doing 2 strands with the satin stitch instead of 3, so that I can do that like splitting method, that railroad method where I stick my needle in between so that the threads lay like perfectly next to each other, versus being twisted, or a little less twisty, I guess. So 2 strands. Ugh. And I think in this case I'm going to start with an away knot as well. So basically I'm reserving thread to weave in for later, because there's not really any. I mean, I could weave in the backs of these stitches and then jump, but I think I want those O's to like not to be able to see a little jump in there. So I'm going to even get that all set up, because satin stitch takes a long time, and I want to get all ready for tomorrow. So let's go like right here. I think the first line I'm going to do is the one that cuts across that bottom of the O. And that we will leave for tomorrow. So, all right, we are all ready to go for tomorrow here. And yeah, I think we did a really nice job with those French knots here. And yeah, let me know, you guys, if you do end up trying French knots again, if they were tough earlier. Let me know if that demo worked or helped out at all. And yeah, good luck doing some French knots. All right, you guys, it's looking cute. I don't know if you can see that ombre, but I will definitely take a better photo of that and post it. Maybe I'll post it over in the crafters group tonight yet. So awesome. So thank you guys again. We will hopefully finish this up tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. My parents will be in town too. So at worst, we won't come in tomorrow, but my plan is still to be here tomorrow and do these satin stitches. Satin stitch does take a long time, so maybe we won't get it completely done tomorrow, but I'm hoping we get pretty far or done. That'd be great. So awesome. Thank you guys again, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.